So, good morning. I'm Fabio Malfatti. I'm the project manager for Italy of the Highlands Community Manager project. We are at the end of these 5 months of work together. I will miss a lot this weekly appointment about discussing the most important thematics. This is the final lesson of the Highland Community Manager project. So uh, I have to say that it's a pleasure. Was a pleasure to be here with all of you, students, experts, and community innovators, because was a real extraordinary journey this that we have done together. Uh, I go through the recordings on the website, and was a real dense time of reflection and going deep and a lot of different topics. As you know, the topics were chosen after 6 months of investigation on the basic educational needs. So we choose between Spain, Romania, and Italy. There were differences, but similarities. So we choose the most common basic information needs, and we choose this model of that is not a frontal, was not frontal, was we choose to make a round table experts, experts. It could be a farmer, and a scholar, a politician, and policymakers. Not important. People that knows what they are doing, and put together, mix well, and make the very interesting discussion and encounter. This is the bottom up idea of this project. No, the handbook will be built on the knowledge of all the experts that participate in this 5 months. We have registered more than 60 experts. With somebody I had only interviews, with other they participate in round table and in the key lesson. So we have a real dense and a lot of information that we have to elaborate and will be useful for everybody. The idea that we need to reconnect knowledge, care, because all the people that participate, the people that care in what they are doing, and the action. The action is the practical doing. We say the concrete cases, something that you can touch. No, joking, I say it's concrete. If it's I take something that stuck in your head, it's earth. And in this month, each month was dedicated to one topic, main topics, and during the round table, we exchange specific thematics about these big topics. So the first month, May, was dedicated to community leadership and stakeholder engagement, because we thought that this is the main part of how to work in the highland areas and countryside internal areas. And we share experience, and how different projects fail or have a success in include the community, and what does it mean have a community leadership, and how we should manage conflicts, because anyway, in communities always there are conflicts, there are differences. We have to learn how to manage these differences. And the month of June was dedicated to entrepreneurial and economic development, because the second point is we need to understand that we can have good ideas, but we need help to develop these ideas. Sometimes we have rain funding, we said in Italy, so something that go there, money, but without a business plan, without an idea on the future. So you can build up your activity that maybe it's a good idea, but for be sustainable and long lasting, you need maybe help from a professional. So this is now how how we can build social enterprise, cooperative models, circular economies, and which are the tools we need to retain the value locally. Because if we have value like buildings, land, trees, forest, and we sell, the value is going to the others. No, sometimes it's happening that. And July was the month dedicated to the digital competence and remote work, but to dedicated to AI, for example, how AI can help the internal area development to this transmission of knowledge, local ecological knowledge that include the traditional knowledge, but to the contemporary knowledge. Where the water is going when it's raining? Where is the problem with the landslide? Or where is the nice place to stay in the hot summer, for example? No, we have in a village here in Tuscany, we have an experience with mapping the nice place, and the people that meet in the room, they're from the village, but they didn't know the nice place of each one. So it was an exchange of nice place of the backyard. So where you can go in your backyard in a nice time and have a nice time, and maybe you don't know. So just to activate, this new and old knowledge. And September was the month we for the problem of the climate resilience. So climate is changing as society. The changes are really, really fast. And the traditional way to afford the changes that were the sharing the knowledge between grandfather and nephews, it's not enough today, because the changes are 10 years, 20 years, so much faster than culture can adapt by themselves. And we focus on adaptation, on the effect on biodiversity, the balance between protecting the ecosystem, but we need to sustain livelihoods. Sometimes the focus is all on protect as ecosystem, but we as anthropologists, we like the idea of more than humans. Before we use the word human non-humans relationship. Now we are speaking about more than humans, because in this world there are more than humans. There are a lot, but we are part of this world. So we need to mix protection and our lives. We are part of the protection. So this is the last month. October was the month of youth engagement and social inclusion. We try to, in all the three round table that there was before this final key lesson, to speak about how we should engage the young, which are the problems, and how is the best way to include them in our development. Now in Italy, we are around the people of my age, the born, we said the X generation, so the just after the boomer. But anyway, the people it's over 55 that it's going to the end of their productive life in the old way, because now we will be productive until 60s, 70s, and 80s. But anyway, we are double than the young ones. So we have to take conscience that we are too much for them, and the world is changing. So we have tried to understand which are the way to retain young people into the rural areas that in all Europe are becoming the age, the medium age of the people living there. It's growing and growing, and we need to reflect, and we reflected on the inclusion of women and migrants, because we have new citizens that they are not only people coming from the known as the south, no, the other people, the for Africa, for Europe, of Eastern Europe, but two are people that lives the temporary residents, people that just move around the world or around Europe. So how to include, how to make that the community don't fight inside between newcomers and the old living there. So this is the idea of our project. No, it's not just frontal teaching, but living laboratory, connecting the student, the experts, the young. No, the last web roundtable, there were the new generation entrepreneurs and in the mountain, and the people that was the making decisions. And today we close this cycle. So and we open a new phase because we build in these 2 years of work a transnational community of practices. If you see the experts, and still we have to upload a lot of experts. We have competences, and we build a real nice network. So it's important to now to understand that this is an idea to grow. Okay, this project want to grow, to connect schools, cooperatives, municipalities, villages, people that has nice ideas and want to share, to build these nice ideas with others and specialists. No, because the main learning of all this speaking was alone. We cannot do anything. We need to connect. We need to rebuild. How we say nowadays in a new word, it's regenerate communities. Yes, we need to regenerate communities. And this, the Highland Community Manager, is a community. Now we try to make a new way, new communities. These are something that we have to adapt. Now, what will happen now? What's next? Now, okay, this is the last lesson. What will happen next? Okay, first we open to the asynchronous participation. Till a few weeks ago, you should be online the Saturday morning at 10 European Central Time and participate to the key lesson. Okay, from next week, we open to the asynchronous participation, and we will, you can achieve this Europass certificate of Highland Community Manager following the recorded lesson when you prefer. The Europass certificate is really important because it's not just a paper, it's a certification of the competences that you acquire in this course, and it's valid all over Europe. And the second point is that in December, we will organize 2 online job fairs. The 2 job fairs will be the 3rd of December and the 10th of December. Well, the first one for the public institution, public administration. The idea is to which are the needs of the public administration, the 3 main partner country of this project. And the 10th of December are dedicated to the private sector. Private sector, so the companies, all the farmers, and which are the needs in the internal areas, what kind of jobs or works or competence we need. But it's not finished because at the end of January, there will be the closing event in Italy. We will organize in Start Working Pontremoli community. That is one of the key studies of the project, where this young man, during the COVID, they invented a working community, a hub, substantially, a shared place where people can work, but with the intent to connect with the local community. Now, a lot of time, this working hub are a bit disconnected. No, and what Simone Clinton said the last 2 days ago in the Tuesday roundtable was this: we need to connect the new ideas, the new technologies, the new things we can bring as experts in the communities. We have to find a way to share with the local people and to keep the community together. So it's not something that happened. It's something that we have to organize. We have to manage. I like a lot of word, the net weavers, the tessitori e tessitrici di reti, because the nets, when the fishermen go to the sea and for making their works, when they come back, they have to see where the holes in the nets and just weaves the holes and reconnect the knots. So this is the one of the main works of the Highland Community Manager: connects nodes, connects people, make communities stay together. So we build a real interesting path. We have a path behind us, and was with the day by day with our activities. And now we have a network of committed professionals. We share the language of participation, conviction, and I believe that the future of Europe and the future of Highlands depends on the collaboration, creativity, and care that we can give to that. So really, really thank you for being parts of this journey that we build all together. So now we will begin the final conversation, and I hope that you will say a lot of questions, a lot of points in the chat, and now we really start the last conversation. So this community of practice of today's, it's focused on this today's session about connecting the threads into the vision that we have about the future in mountain and territories. So now let me introduce the exceptional speakers of today. That we have Patricia Loyola, that's Italian, from Italy, president of HiCoMa, is an expert. She is an expert in training, in social innovation. She designed a creative learning path that empower young people and communities through participation and shared responsibility. Shared responsibility. I like very much this concept, this idea. And the other speaker is Anna Maria Moisa from Romania. She is the president of Associația. Sorry, my words this morning is not working. Se Poate is the main partner, main educational partner. It's a vet organization. She is a young trainer, facilitator. She is empowering rural communities through capacitation, inclusion, and non-formal education. We visited the areas. They have a lot of wonderful ideas, laboratories, and it's growing, really growing very fast. We had an inspiration in the last days about after a visit we had in Thailand, Bangkok. Our representative, Francesca Grisot, that was there for following some affair visited the International Sustainability Fair of Bangkok. There met the Mai Fang Luang Foundation that's under the royal patronage of the Queens of Highlands Princess Sriga Arendra. Sorry, because my language, my Thai language, it's zero, so I try to speak. And it's interesting to meet them on the other side in a very different place. Some organization that works like some of our partner. Now they try to integrate the livelihood and environment, culture, so respect and another interesting in the Sustainability Expo in Bangkok that this foundation has organized this build a very interesting educational initiative, a board game called Sustainable Settlement Game, Build, Give, Grow. This gamification of the education of the processes, participative process is really interesting. Now we experiment in different time the gamification and, for example, building in a Star Park project that was a project about build a community park near Lucca park that was for children, for adults, for the students, adolescents. So it was not easy to build. So we use cards to help people to reflect in the combination of blue and green infrastructures, how something that maybe it's nice for mothers that don't have to bring back a child dirty with dirt and grass can give more problems. So give conscience to the people. So we get really interested in this game, and we will go in deeper maybe in a future meeting. Today was not possible, but we just I'd like to introduce this idea that a lot of things can be done by game. So not necessary, but frontal talk and slides and theoretic, but some starting from some practical. I like the practical practice, theory, and practice. This dialecting round and round way to relate with the people on there. So now we go really to the to our work, and I will give the floor to Patrizia Loyola. That's the first speaker, and mine was a really short presentation of her. So, Patrizia, please present yourself and tell us about your experience, your project, and your ideas. Thank you.
Thank you, Fabio, and good morning to everyone. Sorry, but this morning I'm very cold. I have a cold, so my voice is not very good to speak. But I try to do my best. I'm very glad to meet you, and I thank Fabio to give me these opportunities. So nice to be here and give just my experience that is quite a very long experience for because I'm 60 and I do this job for more than 35 years. So some experience real exist. Um, I have two girls. I'm mother. I have two girls and one boy. So young people is part of my life, my personal life, but also a job life, because during these years, in several situations, in several occasions, with my company that is a cooperative, we worked a lot on projects that involved young people in different situations, from job creation path, job creation project, until needs. This is a European terminology that belongs to young people that doesn't study, doesn't work, and they are searching the way now for their life and their professional situation, and so my cooperative is for Cora. We are located very near Venice, 20 kilometers from Venice, and we are a training center, vet center, accredited by Veneto region. So we work a lot with projects financed by Veneto region, but also on a European project, above all Erasmus and similar projects. We use Erasmus above all to experiment new methodologies, new project, new model, and with Veneto region we use this experimentation to systemize them, no, in normal project, in daily project. So for Capcora is also dedicated to social innovation. We worked on urban project. I don't know if you know, is a European project that involved cities and urban situation to regenerate space, but also situation, and create community, develop community. So also in this situation, we worked with young people sometimes, and in the last 10 years, we use a lot culture and art as tool, different tools to involve young people. So after the experience that with Fabio we discussed, and I decided to present to you is related about this situation: culture, art, community, to involve young people in uh, talk each other, but also develop ideas, develop opportunities in this field. For couple also realize some research, and also on thematic of community and develop communities. Social innovation is the link that we use, no, in this case. Personal, I have also another job life that belong to slow food community. I'm an educator in slow food, so food is a thematic that food sustainability community also. I don't know if you know the Terra Madre project. That is a very very big project of slow food community around the world. So obviously in my professional life, I put together this. If I if I can, I put together training and the things that I described before with the slow food impact, the slow food experience also, because inside the slow food we have a lot of educational path. We have a network that is called Slow Food Young Network. So young people are very important for us. And also I'm an expert about wine, so I have this different situation, and I mix them because I'm very I think that the mix of competence are very interesting, but also today in our society, it's very important, the contamination of this different competence, to have a new vision, new opportunities. Before Fabio spoke about nature, trees, and I think that we can explore different situations to resolve problem today. So I mix a lot things, opportunity, people, and so also for community manager, I think that this point of view is very important. No, different focus, different windows open, and to develop ideas and new opportunities. Fabio, I have to speak about the young experience, no? Okay.
Yep.
In the I speak about an experience financed by Veneto region. As I told you before, we use a lot this fund, and the project was called Esplorate. It means explore you, and the target of this project are young people, especially needs. So young escape from school, or they are finished school but not yet in the job situation, or job situation but 1 month, 2 months change, so without a real path or a really ideas about their future. Okay. And the idea behind this project was to develop a place, not only physical place, but a space where young
the connection devil put his tale, in our, when the conversations start to be interesting, we have our connection devil. And anyway, I know the project of Patrizia, but I will give the floor again to Patrizia when she is connected. But it's very interesting, the connection between inclusivity, inclusion, arts, and how they achieve to connect the most modern idea of graffiti, we call, of the street, to to a profession, because there are professionals in this. So they try to connect this. Ecco, Patrizia, go on. Microphone, Patrizia.
Okay, sorry, but connection that doesn't depend from us. I spoke about this opportunity for young people. The methodology was divided in different steps. First, the project was located in San Donà di Piave, where we have our headquarters. San Donà di Piave is a little city, 40,000 inhabitants, very near Venice, very near Summer Beach, Summer Town, touristic situation. And San Donà is a modern city because, sorry, the city was completely destroyed during the First World War. So no ancient building, no historical building or historical situation, but it is a very modern city. This is good, but during the years, San Donà di Piave had to define an idea of city. For this reason, young people loves, but sometimes don't love the city, and they escape. A lot of young people escape abroad to study and also to work. So we have the necessity to to create a better city for young, because they stay, they remain, or other young people come to the city. This is a frame about the city. It's very difficult sometimes to find young people, to involve them inside project. There is this situation, okay? But it's common in Veneto region. It's very, very difficult to involve young people in public initiative, in project. And so for this reason, Veneto region published this project, this call, and so we participate with this project. We use arts and culture as metaphor. And not all the young people that at the end participate are fond of culture and art. Some of them, yes, but not all. But they believe at the end that was the project was a good opportunity for them. And we use two metaphora: street art, muralism, We involved some adult artists, with not only artists but also with some training competence, okay, to train. And they involve young people in a path. First, they met the administration, the city of Sandona di Piave, to decide where we can realize this street art situation. So they have some meeting with the administrative representative of the city, and this was good to them to know the city, the administration. And after, when they locate the place, they define the design of the street art project with the street artists, but with the approach was to leave them to decide what they want to do. The adult street art stay behind. Okay, he gave some suggestion, but the young decide what to do. Sorry. And they talk themselves. They developed some team group attitude, and at the end they decide together the the project, the street art project. They decide the materials. They buy also the materials, because we gave the money, but they realized also all the things that were necessary to realize this street artist street art job, and they realized. And at the end, we make a briefing, and it was a very interesting. We realized this in a very hot summer, but they stay. They stay on the job. They realize together. They know themselves. So it was a very good experience. At the end, they signed with their name the opera, and we make a ceremony with the administration. It was very fine and very a real job process, no? And they participate. They are very involved. The other experience what we was with the cinema in Sandona di Piave. We have association with young people, they attend the university, okay, or they finished university, but recently, okay, very recently. They are very fond of cinema. This experience become from Giffoni Film Festival. That is a very interesting situation in Italy linked to cinema and young people. And they create this association to involve very, very young in different situation linked by cinema, to see film and make a discussion, to realize a short film. inside the project, we use these tools. Realize a short film about young in San Dona di Piave. So young help young people, but also the thematic, the chosen thematic was about young life of young people in San Dona di Piave. And also this was a very collaborative situation. We as center we find a teacher expert in sceneggiatura. I don't know in English sceneggiatura. In realize film, in realize short film that he gave them some indication about how to organize this short film, but they realized themselves. And so a very good combination of creative freshness of the young, some suggestion by expert with experience, but it was young that realized this product, this final film, short film, and the goals was to offer a cultural experience, but also a social experience in the local community, and this was the goals, and I think that we gain it. Fabio, I'm okay.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Was really an interesting experience. Sorry, I had some. Thank you, Patrizia. This example an important idea, no? How to connect the territory, the area where people lives with arts, with young, and how institution and us, we have to take a, a step behind, no?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you try to connect, to do things, and we know how to do things, but to the other knows. So
Yeah.
give the instruments and connect them. So
Mhm.
if this is the
I
idea
think that it's very important that young make mistake and find solution. It's very important.
yes, no, and we have to recover the idea of the how we learned since thousands of years each competence that men and women had. So through experience, through try and fail, and okay, it's not that bad. It's nice. No, avoiding that make you make big, huge errors. That's it's okay, but you need to make normal errors. So this is the idea. Now the supportive and discrete. This the concept. So we go back on these thematics on the discussion because there are a lot of ideas. The windows, the ideas, the meetings, the leave the side, but the instruments are very important. Communication, how we can use these instruments to communicate local events, but local the local area to the locals, because sometimes we think as cinema, as arts, they have to communicate to outside, to the public, to the big public. But arts and cinema and all the arts start to communicate with the same people that are in the place. No, it's an instrument, but this is another thematic where we go on. Now, I'd like to give the floor to Anna Maria, because your organization, that's our main partner, Sepoate has an interesting meaning. It's possible, and this is the spirit now that help and bring you and your project in Romania. So please.
Yes.
Go on, speak about your works and the really nice work you are doing with really young people and the laboratories we visited and the interesting things you are doing there. Thanks.
Yes, firstly, I wanted to say that I think we make people believe that it's possible when we are coming to their communities, because mostly our activity in the last years, it's more focused on the rural areas and in the small cities. Because in Romania, and I think also in Spain and also in Italy, we can observe that these big differences between the big cities and the small cities and the rural areas. In Romania, like, the differences are so big, even in opportunities for young people, even in anything. So we face now this problem in Romania on how to also be there for smaller communities where everything in the almost all of the parts of the country are let's say are not working so well. The fabrics are that were are starting to not work anymore, and people are going to the bigger cities, and the communities are left without any opportunities. And also the NGO opportunities are less and less. Maybe in some part of the countries are no non-formal education opportunities. So starting from this, our purpose is somehow to go more in these communities and to try to make them think it's possible also for their community to grow and for them to participate in nice opportunities. We have here together with us, I see that we have a lot of our volunteers and our coordinators. I will discuss a bit also about this in my presentation, and maybe they can confirm through a reaction if we did this, if we made them think it's possible to do something in their communities. We have some comments. Thank you. So how we do this? Actually, we have our Asociația Se Poate that is activated. It's active in Telorman, in Prahova County, that is 1 hour from Bucharest. And we also have Telorman County with the city of Roșiori de Vede, where we are more active. So I will present more this because we work there since 2022. So we can also see some important results now happening. So basically, in Telorman, we started from small projects that we implemented, and also the most important, let's say, result that we can be very proud about is our youth space from a rural community, from Troianul Commune. What we are trying to do is to offer young people a space, a very nice place where they can start being involved and start participating in different opportunities. Maybe Fabio, if you can help me with allow me to share the screen. I just want to show some pictures of the youth space. So basically, we take a place that is not used by the municipality, and we are trying to use it in a more interesting way. So let me. Okay, this is from Prahova. Okay, wait, because. Okay, so what we did here is in 2022, we developed this place with private sponsors, with App România. It's like a card company, and with the municipalities and together with the young people. Here is our pictures from the inauguration of the place. So here we can say that we started to do our work. Here you can imagine that before this it was nothing, it was just chairs and something small. So we started, they play FIFA a lot, so we brought here FIFA because they love they love online games. And so this is what we did. I will just leave the picture here for you to see, maybe with some people. So starting from here, we involved the people in our activities, and we started to develop competencies in them, like leadership, communication, public speaking, even project management. So what we did in this year, since last year, 2024 in June, we have our coordination team of young people. They are young people from high school that are coordinating the volunteers in our community, because I am based in Bucharest and we are trying to work with Teleorman and Prahova County. But what we are trying to do is to develop competencies in young people for them to be involved in their communities, and maybe for us to be more, to do more to give them the knowledge, the opportunities, the courage to do these things. So by working in these communities, we have projects applied by them. We will have now, we started a project on the, I don't know how to translate it. It's called in Romanian Pe urmele străbunilor, on the pathway of our ancestors. So basically, they wrote a project that where they will do a festival, and they will do different activities for promoting their traditions from Roșiorii de Vede and from the rural surroundings. So that's what we try. Well, that's what we are trying to do. We do projects. We do projects in smaller communities from Romania, and try to develop leadership skills in high school youngsters, so they can also offer more to their communities, because they see the needs more. They see what they need to do more there. And also because all of the young people are actually leaving from the community. We just a few of them are staying in the community because of course they go study, and not so many of them are coming back to home. They prefer to live in big cities. So also what we are trying to do is to make there a place where they can come back from time to time and to offer from their expertise. So basically we try to do a space, we try to do an NGO where people, after they gain knowledge and after they become engineers of what career they have, they come back and they can offer at least a bit of their time, and also that's what we vision in future, to also for them to become mentors for other people. Anyway, they already are for other young people. I can confirm that their evolution, it's amazing. They are having like 17 years old, 18 years old, even 15, 16 years old, and they are facilitating different trainings. So that's an amazing thing for us. And also I wanted to show you, we organized it. This is a conference organized by them with my support. So they organized a conference about EU and democracy in April this year, where we have national decision makers, we have journalists, we have really important people here online and offline. So this was organized by them just through my coordination and so on, but they were the one doing the most of the work. And also we organized, last week we organized in Roșiorii de Vede. Here it's I don't know if it's so big, but you can see we organized the faculty, I forgot the name, like a place where a lot of faculties came and presented their options to the young people for supporting finishing studies, for supporting going more to faculty and so on, because also in these regions where they are economical and so on disparities. Also, the education is and the percentages of people finishing school and so on is less than in other parts of the country. So we try to do a lot of things. And now coming back to Asociația Se Poate in Prahova, where also Fabio was present in April. Here we developed the second use space that we have. So here are pictures from the inauguration of the space. Here it's thinked in. We have more rooms, not one, with a lot of things. And also here we attracted more very very young people, as Fabio have seen in April, in May this year. But we are also trying, we are working now in new projects with we are planting a forest near this use space, a forest that is almost 20 hectares, and it's a 8 years old forest, and we are still planting in it. So also here we are trying to have a coordination team. We are trying to develop the competencies of the young people so they can also implement their activities after. That's actually the leadership that we are trying to promote in these regions, and this is what our NGO is trying to do, because also I was the same, very young. I started later the volunteering. I started in students here, but also I was encouraged to do and to implement my own projects and to do nice things for the communities. So in very very small words, this is what we are doing. I'm also facilitating trainings. I'm also project manager, project writing, multiple things to do. But I wanted also to thank, because I see that a lot of people from Telorman are here. I wanted to thank them for taking this let's say this long trip with us, and I hope that they will still be here close to us, and for especially for their community, because that's what we are trying to do, to develop a lot of things there. Also, another things for visioning in the future is also uh, learning them how to apply for startups and to start their own businesses there, but they are still very young. So some of them are still very young, but I already start talking with some of them that are older. So also this we are trying to do, to make them to counsel them and to mentor them also for opening their own businesses there, if they think this is suitable for them. Yes.
Really, thank you, Anna Maria, because I saw when I visited your laboratories, your areas, though the idea of that no formal education and the volunteering, it has bigger role into the rural areas, but too in the town, because what we are speaking about is not just app that we can use in highland area or rural areas. Really, all these examples can be use it too in big villages and town. So the idea is to reignite the hope into the communities. And in the small communities that see their areas changing, we need to ignite more. Now, the idea of help people to understand how is public speaking, how we should collaborate. Participation is not just stay there and shout each other and speak as much as you can. It's methodologies. It's working together. It's respect. Is understanding what is a basic project writing, because a lot of people have a wonderful idea but have no idea how to write them down. That you have to split the idea in, okay, what I want to do, what I can do, what I need to do, what I want to do, and see in 3 months, 5 months in the future. No, we will have a recording because we couldn't make the one of the Tuesday roundtable about the future labs. It's the methodology. No, it's really interesting because sometimes we are too much stuck into looking at the past. No, and the future laboratories and the future methodologies, the future literacy is a methodology to change this way and make interesting projects. So really thank you, Anna Maria. And now we are just entering the second part of this round table. No, I will start with some question to our speaker, but please write question, and if you want to raise your hand or ask to speak, you can speak, because we want to you to participate. No, so please, from the public, the people is participating, goes, and don't be. If you have problem, write in Italian and Spanish. I don't know Romanian, but Anna Maria can translate. So feel free to make the question in your own language, and we will help to answer to. So the first big question. Now I'd like to launch stones into the lake and see the waves. It's something that I like a lot, and I like when the stones it's just going on the surface a long way. So now, which is this from Anna Maria and from Patrizia? Which are your secret recipes to attract young people and retain young people into your activities? First to Patrizia, and after to Anna Maria. Thanks.
I told before that is not very simple. Okay. You know, I'm very honest. One, for the young people with some social problematic, the way is to work with the social assistance, the social service. So we have a direct line to we collaborate a lot with social service, and this is very good because they follow these young people, and we can offer them this possibility. And this is one. The other is to inspire with people that they love. For example, the street artists that we involve is very famous inside the young people that love street art. So when they know that we involve this person, this artist, they are very enthusiastic, and the role model, you know, is very important. And so find the right person is very important, because for young people, models are one of the situation for what they decide to participate or not participate. The other for the cinema pet, for the short video that they realize, we decide to give them a little budget that they can use. So I think that also money is important. To use money as they want. It was the highs brilliant, very brilliant, and they are very enthusiastic about this. So you need you need a resource, you need a financed project to realize this.
We need resources. Now that financial, it's a way to have resources, or you can have people experts, or you need money to pay the experts, but you need the resources.
Yeah.
This is interesting. Anna Maria, these secret recipes, no, because we know it's not easy to cook some types of special plate, and they're very complicated, but we can try to start understand. I'm trying to experimenting with living natural I don't know what's the name, levadur, the lievito, and the cakes are not coming so well, but I'm going better and better. So Anna Maria, the recipes, thanks.
Okay, so for us, in some occasions, it's very easy to attract people, but it's very hard for them to stay as a volunteer and to be involved. But I can say our secret recipe is actually we work a lot with Erasmus Plus projects, and we have a lot of mobilities. And I think what is very important for them is to also travel and to see other parts of the country, because in their communities not so many things are happening. I think it's very normal for you to want to go in another places and to see other cities, even also in Romania and also in other countries. I think this is the thing that we are attracting them, because when we are applying a project, we are applying it with a mobility at the seaside or at the mobility in the mountain area. So they become very attracted because they will know that they have the ability, they will have the opportunity to go in some other place and to go with the people from their city. So they are first thing when we say this, they are really, really happy. But after, I think after we also the mobilities, but after that, I think is the fact that they become friends, and they like spending time with each other. And also we are trying, what we are trying to do, it's all the time doing analysis on their needs. So when we are trying to do activities, we all the time try to ask them, okay, do you need this, or how do you need this, what is going to be most good for you. But this is in the later stage, when we have volunteers, when we work with the community from time to time. But the attraction, I think, it's that we use is mobilities. So we try to involve mobilities in our project. Also, Ioana that said that she wants to share our experience. She's the project manager. She wrote a project with other 4 people. It's from Erasmus Plus is Discover You Inclusion. So with my help, but also their hard work, I just give feedbacks and had a training. They won a project from Erasmus Plus Discover You Inclusion. Basically, Discover You Simple. You get a ticket at 18 years old. You get a ticket and you can go anywhere in Europe for 1 month. This Discover You Inclusion is basically because not everyone, even if they have the free ticket train, they cannot go in Europe at 18 years old because they don't know how to travel, their parents won't let them, and so on. So basically they wrote this project in which they will have 3 travels to Europe, but they will receive money from the European Union for accommodation and for food. And also they will have a group leader, and they will be the group leaders, the one that have been in our mobilities. But Ioana, if you want to share our experience, and also if you want to discuss about this project or anything else, because I see that she responded here.
Yes, thank you. Hello, I'm Ioana. I'm one of the coordinators in Roșiori, and I'm so grateful. Anna gave us so many opportunities. We did a training of trainers, so we could develop, and we could share our experience with the volunteers in Roșiori. We also did a lot of team buildings that helped us to develop ourselves and to be able to speak freely. Also, this project that we wrote with her help, and she gave us advices and she taught us how to write projects. We had no idea how to write a project before this, and we were so happy that we could do this. And we are happy that we now can go to visit with some volunteers that don't have the possibility to go on their own, because they didn't go out of country. And it's very nice that we didn't expect this association to come to our city and to have so many opportunities. I visited a lot of countries. I learned a lot of things. I used to not be able to speak so freely in public, and now and also Anna became our friend. I think that's her real secret, that she becomes our friend, and all the volunteers are so happy when she comes and she's here with us, because how she said, she's in Bucharest, she can't always come to our activities, but when she does, everyone is so happy and so excited to see her. Thank you.
And also, I wanted to add that it's not only me that is doing these things, and it's also my colleagues, Teodora, Andra, Valeria, that she's not working with us, but she was an important person, and also Daniel, our founder. I just wanted to know that it's not just only me being there. And also, Adelina said that she wanted to speak, so I invite her. And also, yes, of course, you can talk about the secret of adopting.
And please, Adelina, open your camera if you can, logically.
Yes.
Yes, I did. So thank you for having those opportunities. I'm so glad I'm here on the final round. I'm the youngest from our coordinators. I am only 16 and I started working with Sepate from when I was 14, and I went on my first Erasmus Plus project. I have a little brother in Zorami. He's very happy to hear it. He's always
Don't worry,
very curious.
I have two child. It happened always. Don't worry,
Yes.
it's normal.
Sorry. And I was always an extrovert person, but while working with Zapata, I learned how to speak with persons, and that way they can understand me, and I can feel their needs, and I can see how they think. And I am so grateful that Anna is my friend. I consider her my friend, and all the other girls that work with us. And having a youth space in my community was so great for us because we bonded a lot. Thank you.
Perfect. Really interesting, because we are starting to enter in the spirit of this round table, no, where we want interaction, because nobody knows, nobody has the knowledge in their hands. No, and we have some question from the public, and I will just interpret this question. So the first, it's a question about when a project ends. That's the problem of our whole project manager. No, the good ones, they think, okay, but when the project ends, what will happen? So the idea is, in your project, what happened after that the project ended? The people you have, which is the recipe to keep the people go on in the activities, and avoid the emptiness feeling when something finished, and okay, everything is finished, and this is one of the main problems. No, so this is one of the question, and the other one is which are for you the main expertise that you need, the expertise that without it's not working anything, to develop a project with young people. Please.
I forgot the first question. Sorry, I was thinking already at the second one. So the first was
at the end of the project.
Okay. Yeah, we didn't encounter this, I can say, because we had multiple projects applied. So now we apply. I mean, I apply, and also now young people started applying. So we have projects happening all the time, and we also not also it's not especially funded projects all the time. We also try to do different local events, but I think that the thing that we do is to try to is we make we make them volunteers for the one that are interested. So if they are volunteers, they also, the coordination team are also doing other activities for them to socialize, and basically we create a community, and we have the luck that we are winning projects, because I think also the national agency, when they see that projects are happening there, somehow they are happy to give us funding, because also what's happening in Romania, because a lot of the funds are going just to big cities, because we have, of course, more NGOs in big cities, but I think this is one of the most important one, to create the community and to have the capacity to have projects that are happening each year, and to have the people implementing the projects. So it's really hard. We have a lot of management to do, financial management, and it's not easy. It's not easy to manage so many projects, but it is worth, because we see the beautiful results. And for the second questions, my response will be, of course, these hard competencies, let's say, like project writing, project management, soft skills like public speaking, and so on. But it must be your desire, and you must be motivated to do this, because actually through motivation you can learn, and you can really have the capacity to learn a lot of things. If I didn't have this motivation to do all this stuff, a lot of problems appear. I mean, you must be also very, very perseverant, and now when problems appear, I'm calm, because I know that the problems that we have in the past we resolved. So no, there's no it's a pity now to get nervous and so on. I'm just like calm. Everything will solve out, and I'm trying to be as calm as I can. But yes, I think this is, and to have to be able to be friends with other people, and to be open to know other people, and to be very open, even if they are younger than you, if they are older than you. As Ioana said, I'm really open, and I'm really a friend to them. I hope that I see that they feel this, so really they can count on me, and I can say that I can count on them. So this, from hard things, from let's say hard competencies, to coming to be real people and a real person in people's lives, and to be kind.
Perfect, Anna Maria. Thank you very much. And now give the floor to Patrizia. Now the two questions are: what happened? How do you keep people in the network after the end of the project? So, which can be the recipe, and which are the professionals that you need for these projects?
About the first question, the situation for us is similar that as Maria Anna told, because we are in a continuous design process of project. So if it's necessary to develop the situation, we use another project. We are obliged. We must verify after 1 year the situation of the young people, but the situation of all the participants in Veneto financing project. We need we must conduct a feedback after 1 year, so it's possible to verify we had to verify what happened after 1 year in the participant. So if they find a job, if they change situation, we must check. We must check. And then sometimes very good things happens. For example, with the street art, the city of San Donà di Piave, after we realized this first project, this first street art contest, they ask in collaboration with Enel. Enel is an electric company, a big electric company, to realize other street arts situation over the electric building, over the tower. And so we continue this project. And they also propose to create a permanent team of street art, young street art artists in San Donà di Piave. So we are discussing about this. And for what concern the skill, obviously those that Anna told are okay. I think that the behavior of the manager are very important. So yesterday with Fabio, we told about empowerment, and this is an ancient word that people as me and Fabio that are very old knows very well. We need empower the people, and this is not only a word, this is a methodology, empowering people. And the other is the capacity to develop the network, no? To develop in a continuous way the network and the relation.
Thank you, really, Patrizia and Maria, because this you centered, no, the thematics. What I can say that across all these cases and these your words, I can say that the regeneration happens when youth, but I want to extend when humans are not targets, but co-designers, so part of this regeneration. We will together, not for. And another little that I can think, it's the thematics are not how to keep young people at home in the villages, but how help and collaborate with them to build a new home where they can feel and stay. Because if you don't feel in the right place, you go away simply. No, so the nest, everybody has to build his nest, and we need to help them and to let the space to them for the space. Okay, now we move to another the really hot question. And okay, move a bit from this dimension of inclusion, but and we try to open a bit to other categories, not only the young, but to the women and the new citizens. No, so how we can through education, intercultural dialogue, make our communities really inclusive. Which are your suggestions? Patrizia the first and Anna Maria second.
It's a very important question. Dialogue, a lot of dialogue, always. And this it's real that also the community manager, the manager, is part of the process. So I learn a lot about this experience, and I use that what I learned to develop another project. So obviously, this continuous innovation is very hard. It's a very hard job because you never standard, you never reduce energy, but you develop energy. So it's very very hard modality, no, in this case. But I think that it's original. People feel that there is a real process and not a process from high to bottom. And so I think that this is one of the situation. Another situation, then although use all the things that you know in the other meeting in this project are very important. So digital technology, leadership, all the other things that you develop in the previous meeting are important.
Okay, so Anna Maria, this hot question.
Yeah, for us, we work a lot with different leaders from their community, so that's how in our activities we can bring because if we talk for Roșiori and for Prahova, we don't encounter so much let's say migrants. We still, of course, the communities are small, but there are still some social exclusion of people from other nationalities, or even maybe because they encounter so economical difficulties and so on. So the non-formal methods that we use in our activities, getting to know each other, games, and a lot of activities that they need to talk, I think it's helping for them to stop this stigma and for them to communicate better also with the people that they were maybe excluding from their social group and so on. So this is what we try to do especially when we do a mobility, when we do our activity. On activity, we work with different, let's say, a priest, an informal leader from community that is friends and with different social, let's say, social groups. So we bring them together, and that's how we try to do social inclusion. They become friends and so on. But the migrant thing is not in the part with the migrant thing is not in my expertise. Maybe more in the bigger cities in Romania there are activities, but I can say for this social side. But I think that we help a lot through the Erasmus activities, because they are going to different mobilities where we also attract migrants in our activities especially from other countries more than Romania. So also through the youth exchanges to the multicultural activities, we are and from the normal non-formal activity that are somehow you speak with all of the people from the workshop or from the mobility, and somehow things happen through dialogue, as also Patrizia said.
Thank you, Anna Maria, because, okay, I make an example because here in Italy, in the small villages, we have a lot, sometimes not a lot, but some new citizens, because the wage are lower, and there are more space, and they found there a different way to live. But two, we have the higher professional that sometimes they work from home, more of them, and they'll choose to live in these villages, no? And from one side we have the low income people, from the other side we have the high income people, in the middle we have all the traditional people that was living there since the generation, but maybe they're a bit disconnected because in the last I speak about Italy, of course, in the last 60 years, we move from the relationship of mutual assistance that is not that I help you because I'm kind. It's I help you because I need help. So it's a mutual exchange. It's a reciprocity that make each person useful to the community, and you have to manage the conflicts, the differences, and the problems. No, when somebody start to say, okay, I can pay you, the money, the economic relationship based on money sometimes are it makes people exchangeable. I can give the money to you, but maybe there is somebody else that can make your same work better in less time. I call him from the town, make the work. Okay, it's finished. But this is not creating relationships. So the community is just connected with the professionality. Maybe you have your electrician at the next door, but you don't know. No, so mapping the competences into the communities is essential. No, because we need, as we made in this project, we were mapping the competence of all the experts because we want to search in our network. So this is the way that Centro Ricerche EtnoAntropologiche, the Ethnoanthropological Research Center, works in the area when start the project. No, making a map of the thing. So of a lot of question, and but okay, one of our lesson, one of the first lessons was about conflict management, and you can find in this one part of the recording a short form to how to organize and to think about the conflict, because sometimes we think that things are complex, and it's all a really difficult thing to take into your hands. But when you just use this form that help to deconstruct the complexity, you may find the solution. No, so this question that we are near the end, but it's important. How do you suggest to manage the differences that sometimes generate conflict? So you can have an examples on your life, on your experience, Patrizia, about conflicts, and how did you manage to solve or no, not to solve, because solve is a big word. How to manage conflicts.
I suggested to change the set, to change the situation. So I'm also a trainer, and I'm an experiential trainer, and I use a lot of metaphor to make training inside the companies, and they ask me often to work on conflict inside the team group, inside the companies. So also yesterday, a company contact me to ask about a situation very problematic inside a team where one people block all the activity of the other. So it's normal, no? In the life, also in our family, we have also conflict. And I think that the situation, two things are very important. One is not be afraid of conflict. Conflict are a normal situation of inside people, among people. So is better to explain, to 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 develop strategy to solve, you know, this situation, not procrastinate, not make that the first thing. And then it's very good to change the set, not the same situation, the daily situation, but use another set, outside, create a situation, to use some metaphor, and then propose to the group a reflection. So we have a lot of possibilities, also easy possibilities to set people around the table, and discussion, or to make an experience. But first of all, don't be afraid of conflict.
Yes,
We have
that's. Oh, sorry.
we have a real conflict in the world, more heavy.
Exactly. No, I like very much this idea of changing the setting, because sometimes really it's enough to change a room, change this position, and okay, I am a fanatic of forest therapies. So have places, we are speaking about highland and countryside, so having places where we can walk and discuss walking, going in the forest and make a discussion. Meanwhile, you are walking and moving. Now has a lot of philosophers suggested, retake the old ideas of universitas, the Greek old university, where people was walking in the areas and speaking without staying closer than seated in a room. Really interesting this, and but you said important thing. You need an important and professional mediator. So it's not something that you can just wake up a morning and say, okay, I am a facilitator. No, it's a professional. It's a person that knows how to manage the conflict. And sometimes it's not possible. No, I have an experience where we try to put together the extreme right, the extreme left, to make a transversal, and was a really nice and interesting path now with value working. But okay, sometimes someone said, okay, I'm not more interested, I will go by myself, and it's not a failure. Sometimes it's just a choose, somebody make his own choice. Okay, Anna Maria, about conflicts and example and solutions.
Yes, what we are trying to involve in our activities and what I learned from the years of volunteering, it's all the time at the end of each activity, all the time to have a session of feedback for giving feedback for what happened, to giving feedback to people and so on. And sometimes this, as a general thing, it works for not amplifying bigger conflicts. But sometimes, of course, it's not happening because people, uh, we as people sometimes are very, we avoid being direct and to say the things that are bothering us. So when we see that these conflicts are going up, we are trying to bring all the people together and to I try to facilitate the management of the conflict and of the discussion, and I think with that we had good results in the past from these problems, but sometimes I really don't have the time for doing this often. So I think doing this often it will be it's very very helpful. And the fact that of course in our NGO people become friends and so on, and at some point it's hard for them to tell the direct things. But I think through this to this method of giving all the time feedback in throughout the activities, and also this bringing back together, and let's discuss about this without being violent, or without being try to do this in a, because we also try to learn methods about how to give a feedback, like different methods. Either can be the sandwich method, even it can be more on the sandwich method is you say something good, you say the constructive one, and then you said of course at the end uh, the good thing. Or also it's other type of feedback, it's descriptive, you describe what happened, and then descriptive, prescriptive, and at the end you say a recommendation for like from your side, but more going on the objective side of the, not on how that people and how is your fault, but more on describe what from your behavior what made me feel bad, and what it's not okay with me, more on the behavior and not on the person. I think this is very helpful in conflict management, and especially working with young people, and they are not so professional all the time, because they are young people, they are more hormones and so on. So yeah, I think this will be some methods that I use and we use in our work.
Thank you, Anna Maria. Thank you very much. I'd like to answer by myself to this question, because this is a thematic I have studied as an ethnographer, anthropologist. Now, I found in a lot of projects that involved a lot of different professional, that in the middle, generally, two-thirds of the project, you discover that there is a conflict. So we was going in deepening how we can map the potential conflicts. The potential conflicts are not evident. You cannot see at the beginning. But the ethnographer, the graphic methodology has something more than the usual instruments, because we speak person to person in a very friendly environment and very informal conversation. And sometimes you can find from the change of tone, the half word, you can understand that there is something different. The first is the different interpretation of the words. So, for example, participation, what does it mean? Now, I make always the example of this project that you know, because always I make this as example, but we repeat that a two-thirds of the project, when the conflict come out, because we have a participative co-design with the people for 1 year, and the technician will not consider all the output of this. So in a meeting, the people really angry said, and shouted that it was a fight, really, in word. And at the end, one of the technicians come to me and said, really, this is participation, not your post-it and your speaking and posters and staying the working. This is participation when the people shout. And I said, okay, there is something that we interpreted in a very different way. So, but this was a great lesson, because sometimes we interpreted the same things in really different way. So mapping the potential conflicts just to dialogue. And one of the things that all the experts said, that when I ask, I have a question that I make to everybody that is an expert and is on the list, said the main expertise we need is listening. Learn how to listen, because when you speak, you just are repeating what you already knows. But when you listen to people, you are learning. So there you can understand where are the potential conflict and avoid to fall. No, if you see a hole, okay, you put a sign in your project to say, oh, there is a hole, please go in around of this hole. It's walk on the hole and fall down. No, this is interesting. So, we are near at the end, and I put a challenge into the chat. Please, everyone that's still here, write one word. But I have a question for our speaker, because I asked it before. So please, in 1 minute, synthesize which is for you the advice for the next generation of community manager, Highland Community Manager. Anna Maria and Patrizia, thank you.
I think the message for the next generation will be for them to always be open to listen to other people, and especially for listening to the needs of the people that they are trying to work with, because from starting from the conversation and from listening to their needs and to their wishes, that's how you can start to develop good projects for the community. Because if we don't have this conversation and we just think that that's good, I think in experience it might be not so well. So through communication and through building a community and really listening to the needs. That's my message. And then all the things will come, also the management, also the things that you will need for implementing what you wish for.
Thank you, Anna Maria. Patrizia, which is your advice from next generation Highland Community Manager?
Something that I said before: mix competence, enlarge your vision. Different experience give you an enlarged vision of things. It's more easy to find solution if you have different competence, different experience, and it's more easy to listen, also to listen and to improve your knowledge. So realize experience very different from inside them. This is a good things to mix experience. For me, is this is my situation, and be always inspired from people, from other people. And I think that you have the potential. So try a continuous in this, also this path that you are attend is a situation that will help you, probably perhaps not today, but you remember from 2 2 years or in the future you remember this, and it's a good opportunity.
Thank you, Patrizia. So I will give mine too, because I'm part of this process. And I'd like always this metaphor. So for the next Highland Community Manager, please think always you should plant wines for yourself and your family. You should plant olives for your sons, and you should plant chestnuts for your nephews. So this is the knowledge of the ancient said we need short-term results, middle term, and long term. So we need a long time thought, 20, 50 years. I'd like some of our experts say they have this three number. It's the 50, 25, 300. They are architects in the office architect in Florence, and they say we will buildings that have naturally minimum 15 degrees inside, maximum in summer they will have 25 degrees inside, and we will buildings looking at 300 years life. So I'd like these two metaphors. So I share these two things, and really we are yes, we are at the end. We are at the end of this online course, but you will have all the memory on the learning platform. And what I can say now, all the listen, it's difficult, no? But one of the things that the thought I had in my mind was education, art, technology, because in this month we go through all these things, works when we restore curiosity, when people start to be making question on themselves, on the others, and understand. So curiosity is the place, the central point for inclusion and for inclusion of all the differences that we have. This could be one idea. And another thing that we saw is that participation. Participation, understand as co-design, as said Hannah Arendt, is doing things together. Not this is the real central word. And we went through Apennini, Tuscany, and Romania, and Latvia. In Georgia, we have speakers from Georgia too, and from South America, we had from Bolivia and from California. So we exchange through all the world, and this is interesting. So if I have said one word, inclusivity is not a policy. Okay, it's not a strategy. It's a practice of trust. Trust the other, trust the young, trust the elder, and speak with them. Okay, so the HiCoMa course, it's ending here. The community we built will continue. So remember, as Anna Maria Moisa said, please keep your link, because you need to fill the post key lesson evaluation form. A lot of people fill the pre-evaluation, but forget the post-evaluation. We have the 40% in post-evaluation than the pre-evaluation. So, and follow us on the social networks, please, there, and you will have news. There is a chat, a WhatsApp community where you can have the information, the communication, but there is a group of discussion, the exchange. So this is the new phase that we start: exchange, connection, make relation, meeting. So if you know somebody that could be interested in having this Europass Highland Community Manager certificate, please tell them to enroll. It's free. It's not costly. You need just to work 10 hours because minimum all the key lesson. But okay, the minimum it's 3 key lessons, so 6 hours and one round table. But I'm sure that when you start, it's like a nice cake. You start with a little slice and you end with you're overwhelmed by cake, because I feel that what we have done was like a wonderful collective cake. And remember that you have to, if you want to scribe in offline course, you have to end before the 10th of January. It's the last day to take the last evaluation quiz, but you enroll and you will receive all the information. And what can I say? I remember, please remember to copy the links that you have here. The website, HiCoMa.eu. Next steps. Okay. The first, okay, the certificate I said. Second, December, 3rd of December, 10th of December, who is inscribed, enrolled as student can participate to the job fair. We are not offering works. Okay, I have to be clear. It's not just, I need an engineer, it's what does a public institution, public policymaker needs for their areas. And the 10th of December, what did the private sector needs to? So just to understand where you can collocate. The end of January, we have the closing event. And anyway, I agree with everybody that was with us in all these 5 months. And I just to say thanks to to Patrizia, to Anna Maria, and to all the speakers that decide to share their time and their knowledge, their experience with the community. And okay, that's all. Thank you very much to everybody, everyone. That's the word. Sorry, and okay.
And thank you, Fabio, for moderating so well these lessons. It was for me. I'm thankful for working with you, but you moderate all of these lessons very well. So thank you.
Thank you, everyone.